Hi everyone. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented her maiden budget in the parliament today. And while the jury is still figuring out what this means for the financial year 2020, I talked to Tanushree what this means for her big Rebirth of India call. Hi Tanushree, thanks for joining in.
Thank you.
So Tanushree, what is your view on the budget? Was it as per your expectations? I mean, what more did you expect from the budget?
So Rini, the budget today certainly did not have much for investors who were looking for quick near-term gains, which is why the markets reacted the way they have. The Sensex was down more than 500 points.
Yes.
And also the budget, I'm guessing, must have disappointed investors who were looking for a complete blueprint of the economy moving from $2.5 trillion to $5 trillion over the next 5 years. It did not spill out much. But as far as I am concerned, I think that the crucial factors which will be needed to double the economy over the next 5 years have to be thought out so well and will need so much more detailing that it is unrealistic to expect everything in the budget. The only thing which I was a little disappointed about was that the budget made absolutely no mention of defense. I would like to believe that that's because the government may put out a more detailed policy for Make in India in defense and for private sector participation in defense, which is why it skipped talking about it in the budget today. So that was one factor which was definitely missing. But as far as my Rebirth of India call is concerned, as I've spoken to you before, those are irreversible trends, and I see them panning out over the next 5-10 years. The policies for which could come out over the next 1 or 2 years. So I'm not really disappointed about all the factors not being covered in the budget today, and I do not see today's budget having any change on my Rebirth of India call.
Alright, and today's budget mentioned a lot about the NBFCs.
Yes.
So do you think that these proposals could meaningfully, bring out the just address the NBFC crisis?
So Rini, the NBFC crisis really was about, apart from the liquidity issue, was about a vacuum of trust in the NBFCs and the regulators. What the budget did today was try to reinstate that trust. One, by giving RBI a good amount of authority to do a stress test on the entire sector, be it NBFCs, be it housing finance companies or banks, and thereby separate the wheat from the chaff so that investors are very clear about which are the good NBFCs. The budget has allowed foreign investors to invest in NBFCs, so that it will ensure that one, the good quality NBFCs have enough trust from Indian and foreign investors, and they get the liquidity. They get the liquidity that they deserve. Right. So I would not say that this would immediately solve the NBFC crisis, but it would definitely make the stronger NBFCs, the good quality NBFCs, much more stronger.
And one more thing, Tanushree, do you think a government will achieve the target of $5 trillion GDP by 2024, which was stated in the budget?
Certainly, I think it'll be wishful thinking to believe that this $5 trillion GDP target is going to be achieved seamlessly and without any hurdles. This is definitely an ambitious target, but I think it's not impossible. One, because it entirely relies on how the execution of the plan is. The government has been talking about a lot of stuff, be it Make in India, be it 100 lakh crore infrastructure, defense, electric vehicles, spending a lot on healthcare, education, etc. So all of these are going to contribute to what we're talking about, the $5 trillion mark, and it will take time for this to get executed. But I would like to point out that when it comes to highway building, we are currently one of the fastest highway building economies in the world. So it's really a matter of execution and the pace of execution that will take us to the goal. So I do not think it's impossible. And what I want to tell you is that as investors, instead of being completely anchored to the timeline for getting to the $5 trillion goal, investors should instead look for stocks that could stand head above shoulders when the tailwinds of the economy start playing out, when we are as we are moving towards the $5 trillion goal.
Right.
So just look for these stocks that will be the key beneficiaries and buy them when they are most attractive.
Dear viewers, we will be back again soon with more insights. To stay updated with our more views and updates, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.